Folks, it takes over £15 million every year for Northern Ireland Hospice to provide their hospice care, and over 90% of what they do happens outside of the hospice buildings, in the community, in people's homes, supporting patients and families where they're most comfortable. They're a local charity, and every single pound raised stays right here in Northern Ireland. Just over 40% of their funding comes from government, so the rest depends on people like us. So next time you've got a few quid to spare, maybe think of Northern Ireland Hospice. It's local care powered by local people. Text CARE, C-A-R-E, to 70255 and give £10 today to help keep that care going. You ever lied on a couch like that? And talk, lay. Have you ever lay on a couch?
Yeah, when I go before I go on stage, I try and find a room that's got a sofa like this.
Yeah.
And I end up spending a lot of time on sofas.
Do you nap?
Yeah.
Really?
Mindlessly flicking through my phone before going on stage.
Doom scrolling,
but I like it before going on stage because it kind of it's like, you know, like mindfulness. It's kind of like that, but mindlessness. It's
yeah.
It's
the opposite of mindfulness.
Yeah. It's the opposite of mindfulness.
Yeah.
So it kind of, which is nice before you go on. And I'll get a seat like this often. Although this is just that awkward.
I know
size.
It's verging on a chaise long, that. But that's
if
not.
If you're
a
big fat fucker with, you know, a big arse, it would be like a perfect seat for one person.
I had to get an app on my phone to stop me doom scrolling.
Right.
It bans all the apps for me from 9 until 5, so I can't look at anything. So I'm now just like seeing nature and stuff again.
Yeah.
You know, I'm looking at trees and puddles.
Yeah, there's some things I get. Like, there's just one, you know, stop doom scrolling.
Yeah.
Become the most dangerous man in the room. 28-day challenge on AI.
Yeah.
Stop doom scrolling. Well, if I wasn't doom scrolling, I wouldn't have seen this.
Yeah.
You know. And
well, yeah, I lose so much time in TikTok mainly to hydraulic presses.
Yeah.
That's what I watch.
Yeah.
It's a guy in China who does these videos and he just crushes things with a hydraulic press.
Yeah, I do like machinery. For some reason, I love a big digger
machinery.
just digging something up.
Yeah.
And then I'm scrolling on that, and then I'm watching it, and then it knows, oh, he obviously likes that.
Yes.
Give him more diggers.
What about like people get so into that? Like, what about the Grassmen? You familiar with the Grassmen?
No.
Culties here lose their mind for the Grassmen. They're like, it's just videos of guys doing farming, and they'll talk about the camera and stuff, but you're just, you know, he's like, nah, I know no farming speak at all, but he's like, you know, I'm gonna cultivate this field. Is that a term?
That probably is, yeah.
You know, and you just watch him do it.
That wouldn't be sort of like slang. No. Cultivate.
Yeah.
No.
They would probably say cultivate.
Yeah,
you know, they shorten it.
Grow some grass.
But people love the grass. The grass men are like rock stars here. See, you go to the Balmoral show, all the kids wear grass men hoodies, like.
Right.
They love the grass men.
Yeah, I grew up on a farm as a kid, so, you know, that's probably where I got it from.
I've had the opposite, where I now live in the countryside, but I've lived in the town for so long that I can't. It's the silence I can't handle. You know, I like to hear, like, you know, living in a town close to Belfast, I like to hear broken windows. And
drove, because I was here early, I drove towards Bangor. I got as far as the Folk Museum.
Yes.
Which, that's great.
Folk and Transport Museum?
Yes.
Here's what I don't like about the Folk Museum. They have people dressed up like people from history times.
Yeah.
That freaks me out. I don't like that. You know what I mean? Like, they'll talk to you like, oh, I live in this cottage, and the famine's been very difficult.
They were all there. I walked around because I'm very good at, like, not paying in for things. Like, I can get into, you know, just the way you
Crime.
walk, and if I go to Cambridge or Oxford, I'm able to go into the houses and go and have dinner with all the other students. Just look like you're like, don't do the big gawk eye, don't do.
I think they think you're a lecturer, maybe.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah. Get kind of really bored look in your face as you walk past the security guard.
Do you like blagging your way into places? Do you like blagging your way into places?
I love blagging my way in.
What's the best event you've ever blagged your way into?
Well, recently I went to York Cathedral, and if you go through the bookshop, you know, the gift shop.
Right.
They always exit through the gift shop. If
Yes.
you go into the gift shop, then there's that door that opens, letting the people, and then you just walk straight in.
Yeah. And do you get a rush out of it?
£25.
Yeah. Do you nick anything in the gift shop, or it's just the blagging in?
Just the blagging in, it's great.
Do you get a rush from it?
I do like. I like it when it's a kind of scam that's not really that bad.
No one's losing out there.
Yeah, victimless crime, really.
Yes.
And you just feel.
What about a concert? You ever blagged your way into a concert?
No.
I see.
Blag way out.
I overthink all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Do you know? Like, I would panic. I would try and look so natural. I would look unnatural.
Yeah. I've done some good blagging over the years. My daughter's moved to London, and I've been in London trying to find her accommodation, and I lived in London from 18 to 22.
Is that when you left here? Is that the first place you went? 18 to 22. Did you go with a plan? Like, did you?
I was doing construction management.
Yeah.
So I went from Korean Tech, and then I got this HND, 3-year HND.
I have an HND as well.
At the Polytechnic.
Yeah.
South Bank Polytechnic. What's yours in?
Media production and moving image.
Right. Where did you do that?
Belfast, mate.
All right.
Tech was did you leave school at 16 and go to Tech?
That
was the best thing I ever did.
Me too.
See, being able to wear your own clothes.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
I never thought of that. But just, yeah.
And girls, because I went to an all-boys school.
You know, school, I wasn't very good at school, but I shone and got confidence at Korean Tech.
I was exactly the same.
I failed me I got 3 O-levels, and I did the first week back again, and I already hated the year before.
Yeah.
And I'm doing this year again.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this is so depressing.
Yeah.
And, you know, someone said there's a tech course. My mum found out from some guy, and they were looking for people, and it was the best move.
It was. I loved it because I then thought about my friends from school who were still in school while I was going to Tech.
Yeah.
And I was, I'm getting to wear a tracksuit. I'm on the bus going into Belfast city centre, and they're still wearing, like, this tie and looking like miniature businessmen. They're all formal, and I'm just cruising around Belfast city
like,
centre.
there was a real mix of all the schools.
Yep.
And then you got to know all these people you kind of played football against or kind of knew but didn't know, seeing them out. So it was really good for that too.
Why London? Why'd you go to London?
I could have done the same course in Belfast, Jordanstown, but I wanted to go to London because the streets were paved with gold.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But anyway, I just sort of went there. But I had a funny time. I had the best 1985. A friend of mine said to me, "What was the best summer ever?" And he already knew the answer. And I go, "I don't know." And he goes, 1985. I go, "Why?" And he goes, "We went to see Barry McGuigan beat Pedrosa at Loftus Road."
Yeah.
We went to Glastonbury about 2 weeks later.
By the way, there's no way you paid into either of these.
We did.
All right. You spent so much on events that now.
I really thought about it. Like at £15, and I went to 15 rounds. And John, and he goes, "That was good value. That was £1 a round."
You don't want a first round knockout there.
No, but we got £50 a round. It was brilliant.
Because my dad said I think he went to Silverstone or Brands Hatch when he was like a teenager, him and his mates, and one person bought a ticket, and then they would put a stone, wrap
and then chuck the ticket,
and then throw it over for people. That's nice. Before QR codes,
yeah,
a simpler time. Who was doing Glastonbury back then?
So it was the worst Glastonbury. We didn't see a single band. It rained non-stop, torrential rain.
Yeah. I
turned up and we paid £5 in, and the guy just took the money, and there was mud in front of us. Yeah. And I went, "Oh, geez, there's mud there. So I must have got try and get round this mud." I was trying to get round the mud, thinking, and then I realised that was it.
Yeah.
And it was up to your knees.
Yeah.
And we tried to put a tent up, and just torrential rain. And then the tent kind of slid down the hill. We got hammered. We were jumping over tents, and we got in, tried to wash, soaked through, and it got really late at night. And someone said, let's leave. And we all went, yeah. And we left.
Sippers, this episode of the Tea With Me podcast is sponsored by none other than That Prize Guy. I'm talking about Ireland's largest prize competition page. We live in a small part of the world. Chances are you already know somebody who's won with That Prize Guy. I was talking to a friend recently about it. He's like, is That Prize Guy sponsoring your podcast? I said, yeah. He goes, you know my mate, mentioned his name, won a Rolex from him. True story, real life, small world. That Prize Guy does prizes like not just the £1 million giveaways, which I've done over 10 of, but give me an example, Dan, of a prize going on that page right now.
They're giving away £5,000 a month for a year.
£5,000 a month for a year, which equates to annually a lot of money. How much is a ticket for that, Dan?
Currently, it's 49p.
Pardon?
49 pence.
49 pence, that is, not pounds.
Pence.
Thatprizeguy.co.uk. Sippers, I also got to point you over to the direction of our Patreon, patreon.com/teawithme. You're getting way more stuff on there. I'll say it in 10 seconds. You're getting bonus episodes on a Monday, live streams on Fridays. You have all our old specials on there, live podcasts from the likes of SSE Arena, and then even the small ones, the old ones that didn't like that I'm at, well aware this over 10 seconds, and even me saying well aware was probably took 4 seconds of the 10 I said I would say, but that's patreon.com/teamepodcast. Ad-free episodes on Tuesday. Shut up, Frosty. We were talking about Glastonbury experiences.
I was talking about the best summer I ever had, 1985. So I went to see Byron McGuigan.
Class.
Beat Pedrosa at Loftus Road. And my daughter was living, and I was going, oh wow, it's all Byron McGuigan. And I went to Glastonbury, and then went to Live Aid.
Oh,
Unreal.
aye.
I stood at the front for the entire day.
When Queen were doing that performance, did you know at the time how iconic it was?
Yeah. But I remember becoming aware, there's an audience, and then everyone doing like, way-oh, and you're like, that's really impressive.
You were in the way-oh?
Oh, yeah, I was listening to everyone. It was weird. I went with a couple of friends that came over. Someone got, that was £25 for those tickets, and we really sweated over that. And then went, right, let's do it. And they came over, and I was in a bed sit in Kilburn, and they slept on the floor. And one of them annoyed me, like, they were from school, guys I knew from Korean, and I had last hung out with them when I was 15 and they were 18, and they were still treating me like that.
Right,
and
right.
What? Fuck you, boys. I'm just gonna leave you.
Yeah.
And just took off and went to the front row and stood the entire day with a pair of pumps that stank, and because they stank, people were giving me a little bit of room. And then, but I also, trying to get up to the front, just one shoulder at a time, just slowly doing that, and I got to this bit, then there's this big empty hole, and I went, perfect, I'm going straight in. Oh wow, some guy's got a kid in his shoulder, and the kid shot itself.
The kid was not his.
And I went, whoa, and I turned around and everyone was looking at me going, everyone had just done that. That's what Freddie Mercury was going way over. Whoa! But yeah.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
But he came on just as the sun had gone behind the stadium. So before then, it was too bright.
Aye.
So, everything that had been on before that, when you're at a concert and you can't even see the lights of the stage, and then the sun had just gone below the thing, and then that kind of, you could feel, this is really happening now, and everyone was ridiculously nervous except for Freddie Mercury. He just owned it.
Did he do another one, Shades of Dust?
But he did a song on his own. He did something on his own, and the audience totally ignored him.
Right.
He did it, came out and played the piano, and there was a big teddy bear being kicked around, and everyone's watching the teddy bear, and died in his hole.
Yeah.
I think they cut that bit out of it because it was, so victory, fantastic, and then it went off, and then he came back on and played the song, and just nothing.
That's been like when a die in your holes, Freddie Mercury.
He starts doing crowd work.
Any students?
You guys drinking?
He died in your hole tonight.
You said your daughter's just moved to London. The first times I went to London to do stand up, we still talked about this, of like, we would book you'd book the cheapest flights, which would be like a 7 a.m. flight out And then if you booked a 6 a.m. flight home the morning after the gig, you could sleep in the airport.
Mm-hmm.
And then just roll straight onto the flight. You're
Rock
looking
and
at me
roll.
like, you still do this?
So I lived in London, and I had this before I got a flat. We're trying to move, and we're squatting in Elephant and Castle, and there was a group called SNOW, which was an acronym for Squatters Something O Wandsworth, right? And they give you an A sheet of paper saying your legal rights, and if you're inside and you've got a lock on the door, you're legally allowed to live in that place because it's an empty council house.
Right.
So anyway, we found this place, and you could look at the padlock and go to SNOW, and they go, "We've got a key for that padlock," and you put a £1 deposit on the crowbar, and take the thing off, and this key and the sheet of paper. And my mate, he was in the police in Northern Ireland. He got chucked out of the police, and
Why?
Why? That's another story. Anyway, he was only 17 or 18, and he let it gone off. He was very cocky with it. So anyway, so we got in, and just as we're getting in, this guy came past, and I said, "Hi, how are you?" And he heard the accents, and he just ran back into the house, and he's phoned the police. And I've changed. We've got in.
Yep.
There's no toilet. There's shite everywhere. It's just, oh my God, look at the state of this place. Like just a hole in the ground where the toilet was. And it was on the 8th floor of this tower block in Elephant and Castle. So I'm changing the lock. And my mate he's in, and next thing I hear the sirens, and I looked over, and it's just like the Sweeney, all these squad cars came in. And I got trying to change the lock, got the lock changed, door, and there's a silhouette of them in the glass window with their helmets, and I'm sitting, and my mate's going, "Tell him to fuck off." And I'm like, because he used to be in the cops. Right. He's really, and I'm going, "Really? Fuck off." And I'm putting this piece of paper through the door, going, "We have our rights." Next thing, the freaking door landed on top of me, like, and they just kicked the door down, the glass smashed, and I'm down here putting the thing through the letterbox when he did it. So all the glass landed on me, and they've walked over the door, and this big freaking, like, load of cop, this big cop, threw the door off, grabbed me, threw me up against the wall, threw me up against the other wall, and then ran me out of the building, and leant me over the edge of the estate, 8 stories up, like leant me right over, and doing the big hard man rigging. And I farted the whole way through it. Like, and then, and he's still doing this in my eyes, looking me in the eyes, doing the hard man, and I'm doing this monstrous. Nearly shot myself. And they arrested us. So I was my squatting. We lasted 5 minutes.
Did you get the pound back for the crowbar?
No. We didn't, because you had to hide the crowbar because you couldn't show that the force of entry, so we're hiding
get you.
And they took us down to the police, and my mate was going, they're going, "Boys, we're going to take you to the police." And my mate's going, "Well, that's fully where I intend to go." "All right, we'll go." And they're dragging me, but my mate, he's way in front of them. Right. Come on, into the car. And then he put his finger on the button the whole time. We were they kept us in there to the change of shift.
Right.
But yeah, that was...
Do you start doing stand-up around that time, though?
No, I hadn't done stand-up. And then we're living in Peckham, right, so he got thrown out of London for more trouble.
This guy's a huge problem.
Yeah.
Was it Jerry Allen?
Yeah. Jerry wouldn't have a look in with this guy. And I'll keep his name out of it. For obvious reasons.
It is Jerry Allen.
But yeah, he came back, and he had a suit that he wanted to get in Peckham, so I had to go all the way to cross town with him to get this suit. And people we used to share this flat with, he's going, "Is the suit here?" And they go, "The suit's not here." I go, "Can we check all your cupboards?" "The suit is not here, but there's a letter for you." Right, and they've read the letter because they've gone.
Yeah.
And he's reading the letter. They're going looking for that suit, I fucking love that suit. In the end, they got end up this letter, and he goes, "Read that." He's got a girl pregnant at home, and the only address that she had for him was this place in Peckham.
Oh shit.
And she's having the kid. And anyway, we headed back on the bus from Peckham, and I'm on the top, and I'm looking out the window. Like, I turn around, and he's just looking at the window like this here, and I turn around, and he goes, "I love that suit." That was it.
Did he stay with you in London? So for the years you were there, and what sort of work were you doing when you
I
were
was
there?
in building sites.
And having the accent you had at that time in London, did you get treated badly?
Yeah. There was there was always that party this and party that.
Yeah.
I was at college, and there was a lecturer, construction and history. He used to call me Paddy in class, and it was like getting a wee bit awkward. So I went to him. He was a physics teacher. I went to his office, and I said, "Look, that's getting a wee bit awkward." "Oh, I didn't realise that. I was just kind of joking." I said, "If you're doing it one-on-one, I'd be cool with that.
Yeah.
But you're doing it in front of a group of people, so it gets a wee bit awkward. So I prefer if you didn't."
Yeah.
And anyway, the next class, someone said, "What's gravity? Why is it? What does it mean? 9.8? What is? How does that mean?" And he goes, "Well, if Paddy would like to demonstrate by jumping out the window there." Fuck's sake, I just said to you anyway. That was our home class, and I knew there was a balcony, one floor, even though we were like 10 floors up.
Yeah.
And I just got up and walked across the tables, opened the window. I said, "I told you not to call me Paddy, so this is on you," and just jumped out the window. Did the whole thing, and he dropped the duster, fell right up against the board, and then we had a break after that, and the lecturer came back, and then for the next class he goes, "He told everyone that's gone around the whole school."
Yeah.
My dad worked in a building site in London, and same thing, the foreman kept calling him Paddy. And one of the other Irish blokes came over and went, "If he calls you Paddy again, fucking tell me, and I'll knock him out." My dad went, "But my name is Paddy."
His new nickname, Paddy.
Paddy
Well,
squared.
my uncle was Paddy, and he worked in Ford, and they started calling him Jim because they weren't allowed to call Irish people Paddy anymore. What about me? I am Paddy. He goes, so they ended up calling him Jim.
How different is London now? Like, do you recognise it from when you were there?
When you walk down the street, like if you walk down Loftus Road, it all comes flushing back to you. But yeah, I mean the city is changed, but that area that I lived in, and I lived in Ladbroke Grove. I lived in 188 Ladbroke Grove, so I paid £12.50 a week rent. It was a sitting tenant, and there was this other guy from Portrush. His name was Mark Ashton, and he died of AIDS when he was like 24. And years later, I went and watched this movie called Pride, and it's about Mark Ashton.
Right.
And I'm like, "Oh, that's about Mark Ashton, yeah." So.
That's the movie with the miners' strike. The
Yeah,
miners' strike.
yeah,
It's a great
yeah.
movie. Yeah.
So I ended up getting it because he was from Portrush. So I ended up getting his place, and because he was a sitting tenant, it was £25, so £12.50 a week.
And when then did you go from London to Australia?
When I was 22, and that was the bicentennial year, so it was on telly, and I came home.
What does bicentennial mean?
The bicentennial year, 200 years, so 1988.
No, because here you made it seem like you know what it is, and if I had asked Mickey what it is,
I was going to go 50 years.
yeah,
Bicentennial, it's all there. It's right there.
of Australia.
Yeah.
Right.
So 1988. So Australia Day was
Year I was
January-
born.
What?
Year I was born
Right, there you go.
on a I was born on a
So you're
bicentennial year.
37.
Yes,
Right.
that's quick maths.
Well, no, because I've been 37 years in Australia, so
Ah.
that's how I know. And I came on the 3rd of March, which was a Friday.
I was born on the 10th of March.
What?
I was born on the 10th of March.
What year?
87. So I was just before my first birthday.
All right. Yeah.
Remember it well.
They would have been thinking about cards and stuff like that around about that time for you. Your parents probably planning.
Yeah.
Let's get a card. Anyway, that's why. And there's this little black and white TV, and I just come in off a building site, January, freezing, and I didn't click that was summer. I just thought, what a cracking day in the middle of winter. I didn't realise that was the other side of the world, and that was summer. And I was there within 3 weeks. I bought a one-way ticket through Russian Aeroflot and flew to Australia.
Did you know people out there?
I did, yeah. We had a family just up. There was 9 of them, and there was like a whole load of them and surfed on their sofa. So we all like arrived and sort of slept on the sofa for a while.
And still, no, you had not done stand-up at that point?
No, I hadn't done stand-up. But then after about maybe 9 months, it must have been about a year, a friend of mine was dating this girl who was doing stand-up, and we went along to watch her. But we were playing pool, and she was in another room, and they were looking for tryouts, and she put my name down, and I had never even seen stand-up. I just thought it was telling jokes. So I got up and started to tell a joke, and they all started laughing because I was telling a joke. I had the audacity to tell a joke. and I thought because they're laughing, they'd heard it. So, all right, you know that one. So I stopped telling it, and then they thought that I was this was my act.
Right.
I was doing like starting jokes and never getting to anything because they laughed, and I did that 2 or 3 times, and then I got off. And people were going, "That was a crazy act you had there." It was kind of like really abstract. We'd start thinking, I have no. And then I watched the rest of the night, and because I was living with Irish, English, Scottish, you weren't meeting anybody other than those people.
Yep.
So it was a nice way of meeting Australian people. And I found these comics, they were my people. That was the tribe I was looking for.
Yep.
And it just fell into place. It was great. And because I hadn't seen it, I watched the rest of that night, and I couldn't believe the next week I went along, the guy that was on the first night told the same story again.
Yes.
I was trying to look at everyone else. You fucking said that last week. And then it all kind of sort of, this is a fucking act. All right. And then they kind of just got into it through that.
Because some people will look at all your tour dates and like go, it is different every night. And you're like, if this is an hour and there's 80 tour dates, I'm not churning out 80 hours worth of material.
That's why I only do 7 on tour.
Some people do, like there's acts there. Like I've seen Phil Kay, and he would never repeat himself once.
Ross Noble
would be very much in the same category.
I remember the first time I went to see it was in the Empire, and Paddy McGackie was on, who's a mate of ours from Ballymena, and I think the first act who was on was English, so I felt like it was just like the stand-up I was watching on TV at the time, Live at the Apollo or whatever. And then when Paddy went on, and he was a student I was maybe 16, Paddy's maybe in his mid-20s, he was a student, and I was just blown away that somebody that talked like us was allowed to do it.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, how's he got this? How's he got this?
Yeah.
And he was doing 7 minutes or whatever. And I remember the feeling of the first time I watched it. And he was doing a joke that night. Years later, when I started stand-up, I reminded him of that. And he didn't do it anymore. And I was like, please tell it. And he told it again. And I thought that was the most magic thing of all time that I was hearing that again.
Tell us, do you remember what you did to me one time? I opened for him in Leicester Square. Years ago. So it's 2 shows.
No memory.
So it's 2 shows.
He doesn't remember I saved his life.
So we did the first show, had a great time, went out, had a couple of beers in between the first and second show.
With him?
Yeah. And then
but in
the pub I told the story about the girl I was living with at the time, went into the bathroom and came out and went, there's a massive spider in the bathroom because I was afraid of spiders. Right? So I went to go into the bathroom about an hour later, and I'm like that looking for the spider, and she goes, I come back in and went, there is no spider in there. And she went, no, I did a poo. I was just trying to keep you out of the bathroom. And I told him that story. And he goes, tell it on stage now. It's hilarious. So I went out, told him, died on its own. And I came back in and went, that story died on its own. He went, I knew it would.
Right, yeah, I do remember that.
He's closing with it at the minute.
Yeah. Nothing funnier than watching some other comic die in his hole.
Brilliant.
It's such a in the corner.
It's a bonded experience when it's just a bad gig and you're all dying.
Yeah.
There's something beautiful.
It's like handled blindfold.
The first time any of us in the pub in Australia filmed a gig, this guy was going to film, and he paid $600 for this cameraman. It was a gig that kind of went well, but the cameraman set the camera straight up in front of the stage so the audience couldn't see anything, and had this massive bright light on him. And he's sweating bullets and dying in his hole, and he's paying to get it filmed. Meanwhile, in the corner of the room, there's about 20 comics just can't breathe for laugh. But yeah,
We the other time there was a guy started. I won't keep the name out of it, but he was a sort of
name of the episode, by the way, Dan. Keep his name out.
But he was one of those guys with an open spot, and he was a lunatic. and he was doing an open spot in the Empire, and we all went down because we were going, he's going down his hole with 20 of us. And he smashed it.
Yeah.
We were on the corner like, the fuck?
I saw Billy Connolly, you know, just if you're asking me about you're talking about your friend not being influential. When I was maybe 12, Billy Connolly came to the Diamond at Coleraine, and my brother and my sisters, they were on at the last second. My mum let me go, and that was the most influential thing I'd ever seen. Like Billy Connolly, David Attenborough, those kind of people had been like a massive influence. And but seeing a guy talking his own accent, and be unapologetic about just everyday things that I really relate to, and I wasn't getting a stand up. I really wasn't. I would watch.
What age would you have been at the time?
Well, I was about 11 when I saw Billy Connolly. But when I would watch TV, and I thought that the Sex Pistols were hilarious. They would have been a big comedic influence.
Right.
But like, you know, the comedians on TV, I'm not getting. That's just Tommy Cooper, yes, but the rest of it was hijinks, and it was all hey and everything. And I'm not getting. But Billy Connolly, I'm fucking getting you.
Yeah.
And just hearing someone talking in their own voice was just a beautiful thing.
When you were in Australia, did you start moving up from doing those, you know, open mics and whatever to? Really
quickly, because I bullshit and I told lots of lies. Like, my mate, he had been doing stand-up for 5 years, and he had all these clips from Time Out that he had done gigs with Paul Merton and Bing Hitler and Bob Franklin.
Who's Bing Hitler?
Bing Hitler is
Adolf's brother.
Is your Scottish guy that has a chat show.
Craig Ferguson.
Used
to be called Bing Hitler.
Yeah. He used to have a character called Bing Hitler. Yeah.
Class.
And this is.
Was it Hitler type stuff, or was it?
I never saw it. I just remember seeing his name on the bill.
He just never addresses Hitler at all.
So that's who that was. Yeah, and Paul Merton was big, and there's a few other Irish guys that were kind of Owen O'Neill.
Yeah. We know. We gigged with his brother for years.
Yeah.
Sipper, sometimes you'll be trying to watch events, TV shows or sporting matches that are not available in your region. Nowadays with football matches, you don't know where it's on. People go, it's on Jambalaya Sports. That's no good to me. I don't have that. With NordVPN, you can switch your virtual location to your country which is showing the event. You can protect your private data like bank details, passwords and online identity. And NordVPN, one account covers 10 devices, so you can sort the whole family out. Protecting your data while travelling and using public Wi-Fi, NordVPN protects you wherever you are in the world. There's threat protection on there that stops viruses, malicious malware and phishing sites. It's the fastest VPN in the world, stops buffering, all that sort of stuff. And it's premium cybersecurity for the price of a cup of coffee or tea per month. To get your best discount off a NordVPN plan, go to nordvpn.com/tea with me. The link also gives you, and that's our link we're talking about here, 4 months for free on top of a 2-year plan. There's no risk, no 30-day money back guarantee. The link is in the podcast description. It says pod description box. I thought Fossey had typed in the podcast description brar, and I love that.
So I did the third time I'd ever been on stage. She goes, I booked the comedy club. How long have you been doing stand-up? We're looking for support. So she set me up. How long have you been doing stand-up? And I said, 5 years. That was the third time I had freaking 5 minutes of material. And she goes, well, I'll go back to Melbourne, but send me some of your stuff that you've done. So I got Bob's stuff, photocopied it, Tipp-X'd his name out, typed my name over it, faxed it to her. By the time it comes through in fax, there's no way you could tell it's been altered.
Right.
And they booked me to support this guy for 3 weeks, and I had 3 weeks holiday owing to me, so from this building job. So they give me the car, they should just drive down, and did the 3 weeks and came back, and then they asked me to do another 4 weeks, and the job I was on was finishing, and they went into recession. Interest rates went from 15% to 19%. So the construction industry just stopped. And the guy goes, if I was you, I'd do those extra 4 weeks because we don't have a job for you. So I did 4 weeks, and then I did 10 weeks. So I did 14 weeks every night. So that's flying hours of like 3 years in their first 6 months.
Absolutely, yeah.
And then I came here and I was talking to other comics how much time you got on stage, and it was just a handful of gigs. and that was what really took it up a gear. And then there was a show called the Midday Show, like Pebble Mill at 1, where there was a live show and a live audience, but they were practically dead. And you go and do stand-up, and you wouldn't get a laugh. But if you did it in the Barrow, people at home, and then that kind of gave me a following. So the first tour I did was within a year and a half of doing it, and I sold the thing out to women in their 70s. It was just like this elderly crowd.
Yeah.
And that was kind of the start of stand-up. And then I had ended up getting like my own show, and then I had very much, I thought, I'm just going to stay here and just, I've got a career here. Why would
May
I?
as well get a visa now.
May as well freaking, I got my residency through the construction job.
Oh, all right, happy days.
So I got that easy enough.
Because I remember the first time I kind of heard, this was obviously pre-social media, was my lecturer at the time was working in BBC, and he was editing. He's like, there's a stand-up from home who's giant in Australia, and you had a documentary for BBC Northern Ireland, and the way he described it to me was they were planning to come and like film you on tour and do like a documentary and behind the scenes, and you went, my mate will just film it. So your mate just had a camera and did like a travel vlog.
Oh yeah.
And it was made into.
I remember. Was there a point where you were on a roof of a shack or something telling jokes?
Yes.
Yeah. I remember that.
Because loads of them were outdoor shows and
Yeah.
in like not beer gardens but like attached to venues.
So I go.
All outdoor.
Was it the Bowl to Go where no stand-up had gone before? Just all the real bush places, really, in like an indigenous community. It was just
Yes.
chaos.
That's what that was in it.
Just sort of see if I could do gigs in these weird places, and yeah, that's right, yeah. But that's like before that. I remember Jerry Anderson came over, and this is when I just started doing that. And Micky Bartlett was the.
From the Undertones?
From the Undertones, and he phoned me up, and I thought it was one of my friends taking the piss, doing a Derry accent. Hi, Micky Bartlett here. What are you up to? Like, I'm not too bad. How are you going? What are you up to yourself? And then I realised, no, he's not fucking taking the piss. I thought it was maybe, hi, what are you doing, Sam? How are you doing? What's happening? And so they interviewed me, and that was when I was doing, that was that first season that I'd ever done stand-up. So yeah, I tour here now, but I didn't tour in the UK. I've only toured in about the last 15, 17 years. Have I toured in the UK and Ireland, but I would do Edinburgh every year.
No.
Because you could get to be in the one place.
Yeah.
And it had an impact where it looked like you were having some sort of presence in this part of the world.
It's mad because if you were doing that now, if you started doing stand-up in Australia now and blew up, people here would know about it.
Yeah.
Through social media, TikTok or whatever. But back then, it's like, because you were doing, you had movies and TV series and all this stand-up, but back here, people wouldn't know it because there's no way for them to find out about that. So what was the first show you did at home? Like a solo show or
Kelly show? Went on that, yeah.
To do stand-up or just be a guest?
I did that thing in Derry at the Gilded Hall as part of the festival, and that was the first time I'd kind of been on TV, and then I went on Jerry Kelly a few times and did stand-up.
I love the Kelly show. By the way, that coffee's yours.
Oh, class.
On a Friday night, the Kelly show was it. When I first started seeing like American chats.
And the Late Late Show.
Oh yeah,
with Gay Byrne.
I'm doing it for the first time in about 2 weeks.
Okay, you didn't stand up on it?
So you go on as you can't anymore. So, but what you can do apparently is you can be the warm-up act before the taping happens, and any stand-up I know who's done it says do that, because then the audience knows you and that sort of thing. So so I'm gonna do a set, but it won't be on TV.
Well, May McFetrich used to do the warm-up for the Kelly show, and just too funny. Like there's nothing, you couldn't go on and do stand-up because killing.
I came out was the first act I ever saw live.
I went out to sort of endear myself for the audience, and he's doing gags. And he goes, Jimeoin, there's Jimeoin, he's on the show later. And I go, I'm just checking you're not doing any of my gags, any of my stuff. Your material, they're laughing, aren't they? All right, fuck's sake, I'll just go back in here again.
We did a radio thing. You remember I did a thing, it was like Christmas for Cool FM, and it was like in Pete Snodden in the host's house. and he has a co-host called Paolo, and May McFetridge came on as a guest, and it was like 7 a.m, and the comedians are there trying to be funny, and no one's really getting a laugh. And May McFetridge is on, and he just turns to Paolo really nonchalant and goes, "You still on the weights, son?" And I don't know
Still on
why.
the what?
Still on the weights, like he's still going to the gym. And I don't know why, but he just said it under his breath, and I was gone.
Aye.
And then he does it for the Nolan show, which is obviously a hard-hitting debate show, and just kills. And if you go to the Panto, like I take kids to the Panto, it's the same stuff as when I was going, but it's as funny.
Yeah.
And it's brutal, like.
So we did Monumental with him on
Yeah,
it.
that's right.
And like he had a big crowd that just came to see him, and he did it as John. He wasn't dressed as May, but he just no, he's great.
I'd never more Monumental was I did one episode with you, and that was
right, yeah.
the most nervous I've ever been in my life. Because you were team captain.
I wasn't team captain. I was just regular. It was just,
I remember I really like you did this bit about snow in the driveway.
Yes.
Going out, like, and I had a girlfriend, and I was like, you know, you come out in the morning, the snow in the morning, and it's like what was it again? Like you come out and it's a snow in Northern Ireland. It's like you come out like an ex-girlfriend. She's lying across the driveway, and then you come back a couple of hours later and she's gone.
Yeah. Now,
remember any of my jokes from it?
you know what I mean?
I don't even remember doing Less to Scary. I do remember you dying in your hole.
When did you two first meet? Did you start? Did you get support at some of the shows?
It was Dave's one night stand.
Oh, at the Opera House,
Yeah,
was
at
it?
the Opera House.
With Paddy.
Yeah.
I remember when you got that, everybody was like, "Wow!" Like
Aye,
that
it was
was
mad one.
huge. Because weren't you warm up for that? And then they went, "We're
Yeah.
going to let you on and do a set."
Yeah, they had a fourth comedian. So it was basically they would record one set just for the website, and they were asking around for someone. And Kilty just went, "Well, sure, Mickey's there anyway." Just
And you
record 10 minutes.
you were doing gigs with me.
I was touring with them, yeah.
Yes.
So it was great, and it was good because it meant whenever I recorded the set, it was the same as the Late Late thing. I'd already been on, so the audience were like, "Fucking."
There he is.
Yeah.
yeah.
That was a great gig.
That was good. It was good.
So the first time I was on the Late Late Show with Gay Byrne, he sit down and so tell us, what is it you do?
Right.
And does that get a laugh? Well, come on, do it now.
Oh,
Here he is. And you just get up and stand and walk over and do the stand up
yeah.
after like him chatting to you, and then brightly lit.
yeah. Do you remember who was on with you?
But another time, he went out to 5 a.m. with us. Like we had massive nights with him.
Right.
The second time I was on with Howard Hughes, and he was
See the drug smuggler guy?
Yeah, he just got out of prison. He just written a book. He just got out of prison like maybe a month before. He'd done 10 years, and he came. And I went out. I did a stand up spot, and they're lit up, and not a laugh. And one guy's looking at me like this. Like, what are you thinking? What are you thinking telling jokes? Like, fuck's sake. And then your guy comes out, half the audience have had kids that have died from heroin overdoses,
Right.
and the other half are pro drugs. And it's just kicked off. Absolutely kicked off. And
you're doing gags before
he's
it?
done,
You've eyebrows
I'm
down.
doing gags, I'm doing jokes, and I'm absolutely livid with him. Like, what were you thinking? How is that ever going to work? And then Hard Mark said, "Yeah, I smoke dope. Do you smoke dope? Yeah. Do you have dope? Yeah, I smoke dope all the time. I've got dope." And so then the police turned up because he said it live on TV. And
During the show?
Yeah, so he's gone in the green room, and
Literally?
he's gone into the toilet. I'm in the toilet, and he's gone into the cubicle. I go, "What you do?" So I'm just sticking this block of hash up my arse. I said, "Just give it to me, and I'll give it back to you." So he gave it to me. Cop shirts to him, and I give it back to him. And then we went out that night to Liddy Bordello's. It was a fucking great night. That's my memory of who was on with me.
Fucking hell. Some of the I'm getting just flashbacks of some of the times you've done stand up for TV crowds.
Yeah.
Whose fucking idea was this?
Yeah. See, like the first bits of stand up I would have seen, probably a lot of the audience would from you, like when you're first doing live at the Apollo and sort of stuff. See, when you're doing, the first thing I remember is, finding the funny part of the stage that gets the most laughs. when you were coming up with bits like that, were you just messing around, or is something like that a bit you would have?
Yeah, that came from being on stage, and just literally said it, and then walked into it, and then I went, "Oh, that's a good bit.
Yeah.
I'll keep that." But that literally just happened on stage. This guy said to me, he went to clowning school, and he goes, "They play your video of that spot because you do a spot, but you don't talk. You say very little.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's all, just your eyebrows, a funniest part of the stage, and these movements, and that's clowning. That's classic clowning." And I go, "I just fucking didn't realize what it was." But
Yeah.
he goes, "That's what that is."
And see, like the movies you'd have done, were they made in Australia?
Yes.
So you'd been doing stand up enough to the point where they approached you and went, "Let's do movies now."
I got it was just that golden patch. Like I got my own TV show, and then on the result of that, I just thought I stopped doing it because I'd run out of stand up. But I just thought I'll try and take it up a gear. So I just wrote a film, and then they said, "Yeah, you can make this." So it was great, and they gave us the money for it, and they didn't come anywhere near us.
Yeah.
And we filmed it and handed it to them, and it was a big hit. It was so it was just that period. And then touring, and then I did another film which was shite, but it was one of those.
I've seen that one.
Yeah. I did all right, but just doing something and filming it and just getting on with it, it was just great.
Yeah.
So it was just trying to seize the moment and just going, right, can I take this up another gear?
That is literally living the dream.
Yeah, it was
Being out there,
Yeah.
stand up movies, your own show, that is
a
that.
warm climate. Yeah, it was just, and I don't think I would have done stand up here, because at that time, if you had gone on stage with a Northern Ireland accent and not mentioned the Troubles, it would have been like a white elephant. Yeah, it would have had to have been about politics.
So you weren't talking about that.
I never have. I have no interest. Like when you go to a pub, if anyone started talking about politics, you'd freaking walk.
Yeah.
Talk to someone else.
Aye.
So people going on stage in the UK talking about politics, I go, I could fucking think anything worse, or and I'd never really enjoyed listening to it.
Yep.
So to go to Australia, they hear an Irish accent, but they don't know it's nanny nonny. They hear doity diddly. They can't tell the difference.
Yeah.
Yep.
So they just think you're Irish, and
That's
you
like-
can talk about anything.
Yeah, like Daniel Connell from Melbourne.
Uh-huh.
Every time I see him, he goes, "Oh, Micky Bartlett," and I'm like, I'm like, fucking different. I'm like, "No, I'm Micky Bartlett." Like,
We were at the
They can't do it. They can't hear the
Yeah.
difference.
we were at Barcelona game on Sunday, me and a few comedians, and there's guys sitting in the front row, draped in.
Who's playing?
Barcelona were playing Elche in a La Liga
wow.
game, and there was guys in front, and Willie T arrived late, drunk, and the guys, Marcus Rashford nearly scored a goal, and and the guys turned round and they said, "You English?" And we said, "No, we're from Ireland." And the guy said he was local. He said, "Dublin," and we went, "Closer to Belfast," and he went, "Boom boom," and we loved it. We were like, "Yes, boom boom," and then he held up the Catalonia flag, and we were like, "Catalonia," and he said, because there must be like terrorist organisations there, like kind of ETA in the Basque Country, and he pointed at that, and he said, "We boom boom," and we boom boom, just back and forth.
They got some. They want independence from Spain, don't they?
They tried to have it. They had a legal
What
referendum
are
or
they
something.
called? They're called Barcelona. They're called
Catalan.
Yeah.
And they speak a different language.
Right.
I didn't know. I actually didn't know.
Some place.
You did a
There's nothing to do anything. I was in Ballymena for the first time. Ever. Yesterday, or the day before, yeah.
ever.
I went in and I went,
Fucking grew up
I
20
have
minutes.
never been in Ballymena.
Did you go because you felt like I need to see this at some point in my life?
I left
Was it a
the
bucket list
raincoat
thing?
in
It's
my
not the
sister's
Grand
house,
Canyon. Like.
and I wanted to go to TK Maxx, and I said to navigate to the nearest TK Maxx on the way to Port Stewart, and it took me to Ballymena, and I was up the street, and I go, I have never been in Ballymena.
And what did you think?
I thought it was nice. I thought it was okay. No. I used to do a show where I used to think it was the centre of the universe, because every time we go around the roundabout and on the way past Ballymena, my dad would look at it and he go, "See that place there? That's one black hole." But that was it. I'd never been in. I've never been to Bangor. I was
Bangor's
here early
beautiful.
and I drove down. I've never been to
The
Bangor.
Braid Town Hall in Ballymena is nice for a gig.
Yeah.
Nice for a gig.
But I never, I went from here to London, Australia, and then I come back, And I'm thinking, I've never been to half of these places.
I'd love to see a documentary series where you just see local towns here for the first time.
My knowledge of the Republic's not great. Somebody says, where are you, Monaghan? I'm like, oh, I don't really know where that is. I don't really...
I didn't see. I was in Tipperary last weekend.
It's a long way,
It's a long way. And I had no... People going, how'd you get down? And I'm like, fucking... Just drove. No idea where I came through. No idea what the town was called.
See, you're a B roads guy.
I do like a wee bay road. I like to drive. I like to feel the...
you
content
drive?
of it. Yeah.
He got the licence back.
Got the stabilisers off.
Now, speaking of place you've been for the first time, you did the Riyadh Comedy Festival.
On the way out here.
What was that? What was the reality of that?
Trying to talk to me, but this is for the first time. I've avoided questions about it, but go ahead.
I wondered what the reality of it was like compared to what you thought it was going to be.
I just thought it was great. I loved it. Like, they've opened the whole, like, you get there so women are not allowed to work and drive, and they don't have to wear the headgear or any of that. And there was, the night before I was on, there was the Jewish lesbian girl that was on, so I went and watched her. I fucking loved her, and it was great. And then Ahmed was on after me, and he's of a religion that kind of was banned there. He's Muslim, but a very peaceful form of Muslim. I can't remember what it's called.
Right.
And so for him to be invited, that was a big thing. So I think it was, a step in the right direction for...
When you arrived, did they like...
I got more shite for doing the Royal Variety than I did that. Some people at home.
Too right. Well, fucking black bastards. Fucking lizards.
But are you like, when you arrive at the airport, there's a car waiting, are you treated like...
You were just lifting lead. It was amazing.
And, because we've done gigs in the Middle East before, and... Haven't we?
Yeah, I did some for the troops. ISIS.
Well done, boys. I did.
But were you like we've done gigs there where like you have that guidance on what you can and can't talk about. It got in my head more than I thought it would. Where I was like, well, I haven't planned to talk about anything on this list, but there's that voice in your head.
Yeah,
probably similar to going through an airport.
Well, that's exactly what happened too, because they reserved the front two rows were reserved for the royal family. So I've come out and the front two rows are fully taken, and they all stood up and started clapping, and the king or whoever he is, the main of that family's in the middle, and his siblings are either side of them, and one of them has got total black, just the eyes, and there's a couple of girls behind. So I'm talking to her, what's your name? And she's gone, what, me? She's totally in black. Yeah. And they're all pissing themselves. Not you, but yes, you know, okay. And she was great crack. And like, they were great crack. They were like, exactly that, because they said, don't slag off Islam, and don't slag off the royal family. That just makes you want to do that. Yeah. And they were up for a laugh. It was great.
And did you get to see any of like the city or the country, or was it an in and out kind of thing?
In and out, it's like 8 million people. Traffic was horrific. But Western society is all there. Like,
it's bad time for those sirens.
Nike's there, Adidas is there. People work there. So I thought, why are they going? Bands were playing there. Eminem was there. 50 Cent. I go, what are you going? A couple of comedians going to?
It's always comedians that get it though, because that's the thing. Because even the boxing and all sort of.
But no, it's great.
I think the comedians who are getting it worse are comedians who had said before about like they would never gig somewhere like that, why are people doing this, and then they did it. Whereas if you're going into it having never said that, I think there's a difference.
It's also
I would go there before I go to America. I would like America is like, if you've got anything on your phone and said anything nasty about Trump, they'll find it and won't let you into the country. I mean, fuck, I'd be going to Riyadh before I'd be going to America.
Yeah.
Also, it was interesting that the comedians that were slagging off people for going to Riyadh were the ones that weren't invited as well. I wouldn't do it if they did ask me.
Yeah. The tour you're on now, I was saying to you about the fact when I do Australia, it's pretty much back to back because I'm away from the kids, so I say like just make the trip as efficient as possible. Mm-hmm. And you're doing that here. Do you like it? Do you like all the back to back shows? You don't want like the
that's when you get you're hot.
Yeah.
When you're doing it every night. I try and have Monday and Tuesday off. So at least to have some time to do something.
So how many...
played golf yesterday.
Did you?
And I played golf the day before.
How many months of the year roughly are you in Australia now?
I did pretty much 200 gigs this year. So I've got a diary, and someone was asking me, and I thought I should just add them up. So yeah, that's 4 days a week.
And
Class.
that is
Fuck, I love it.
that is
Best job in the world, isn't it?
Just keep it down, don't be telling me.
well. That's on that point. I was talking to a friend recently who is from here but gigs in London, and he was kind of making the point that like there's this huge wave of Irish culture coming up everywhere in terms of like, you know, music and all the actors and the TV shows, and it's all, you know, people around the world can't get enough of all this Irish
We're the
media
toast of
stuff.
the town.
Huh?
We're the toast of the town.
But then he was making the point that he's like, stand up should definitely be up there if you look at Irish acts that are playing all around the world. But I'd almost be like, shut up.
Right.
Like don't shine a light too much on what we're doing. Like,
You still doing the marinas, are you?
No, but like
Being on at 7:30, like I've had friends from bands going, oh, get there about 7. What? 7? Yeah, it starts at 7:30. What?
Yeah.
We don't friggin', get on stage at 10:30, 11.
Yeah.
And, I always wanted to be in a band when I was younger, but that would be a nightmare when I think about it. You don't get on to then, and you're all friggin' fighting each other.
Right.
My tour always started at 8 and now I've gone 7:30.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
It's such a
beautiful.
difference, and even if you have a show like that starts at 9 o'clock's too late for stand-up.
Yeah.
They've had one
That's
too
that
many
window,
drinks.
yeah.
Do you know what I
The
mean?
one we did in Barcelona there, part of the Barcelona Fringe, 11 p.m. start.
Yeah.
You're
Nobody
normally,
wants
you're normally
that.
wrapped up in your bed by 11 p.m. too.
I'd been in bed and then I woke up to do it. I went to bed at 9.
There's a band in Australia, and everyone would want to be. Every person in a band would want to be in that band.
Right.
The Wiggles.
Now
They do
you're
a
talking
show
my
They do a
language.
show at 10 a.m.
Yeah.
and then they do another show at 12:30. Sometimes they do 3 shows,
Yeah.
but they're sold out.
Yeah, the
And,
late shows at 3.
they're home in bed. Like, you can even get drunk and hammered and take drugs and then still be in bed and
Dude.
around about 7 or 8 o'clock. in the
I like to eat 8 apples and bananas on the come down. Like,
Yeah.
I love the Wiggles.
The Wiggles, yeah. They're the second biggest. I think Akadaka is the number 1 band touring, and they're number 2. Like they're.
I think they have
50
two of them
million
have
a
a
year or
rock
something
band too.
Jesus.
The guy Anthony, who's been in
Yeah.
it for years, he has like an
Anthony
actual
Fields, yeah.
band. So he must do the Wiggle shows during the day,
Uh-huh.
and then the band.
No, there's another guy. He's the purple Wiggle. I don't know his
That's
name.
Lockie.
Big tall one.
Oh, that's
Big
Simon.
shoulder.
He's not purple. Simon's a red one.
He's red, yeah. He's in a band. I saw him in a band in Byron Bay. But Anthony was in a band, but also Anthony was a primary school teacher with.
That's how they all met, the Wiggles.
That's how they got together, and
Yep.
they were in a band called the Cockroaches, going nowhere, and then they decided to get the Wiggles together, and big hits.
But then,
Fruit salad.
yummy, yummy. and then Lockie and Emma were married.
Yes.
And then got divorced, but we're still in the Wiggles. And you don't want to see you don't want to work with your ex-wife, but you definitely don't want to be singing, everybody clap, everybody sing.
If fruit salad, you can fuck off.
We love going to Australia, don't we, Mick? Like it's such a novelty for us.
I'm sick looking at the fucking place.
Oh.
No, I do. Yeah, I love it out there.
Just a long way. Like you're coming back in yourself if
Yeah.
you start going.
Are you just
any
totally used to
further.
that now?
I do. When I lived in London, we used to get the bus from London to Port Stewart, and that was 15 hours, and I realised that was kind of training
Yeah.
for going to Australia.
The last time we did a podcast was on Zoom. You were our what I would say our first big guest,
Right.
but it was on Zoom at the very start of COVID,
Uh-huh.
and you could everybody was doing everything then.
Yeah.
that was when you
But that was
could get.
like I go into the bedroom and 2 or 3 in the morning just to. I
Yeah.
did the Blame game from there too.
Did they do a Zoom series?
Yeah, I did. I was on a big screen, and they projected it.
Was I on that with you? No.
I think you,
There was one I did. It was, and I at the end of it during the clappy bit, Neil Delamere just wrote on a bit of paper, "That's the worst fucking show we've ever done."
Oh, user.
Joanne McNally was on it. You might have been on it. Delamere, Colin.
There was one I did where I think Joanne McNally pulled out, and I got a call for it the night before, and hadn't read anything in the news at all. I was like, "No, I'll be fine. Yeah, should be fine."
Yes.
Died my hole.
What is Australian comedy? Is it like a good country for it now? Like, obviously you've been there for so long.
Yeah.
But like, would you say it's like, because obviously things blowing up
because
here.
of Instagram in particular, or TikTok, stand-up has become massive.
Yeah.
Like, that was like the pop videos of the 80s. Like, bands were always big, and everyone was into band, but now people are into stand-up. So when I started doing stand-up, there was, you knew everybody.
Yeah.
You know, there was maybe 20 people, and you knew now it's freaking massive.
I suppose there's people who bypass the clubs too. So there's people who also do stand-up that you've never met.
Nobody was touring when I started. Like, when I went out and tour in Australia, there was nobody. There was Kevin Bloody Wilson, a guy called Rodney Rood, and Billy Connolly would do tours, and there was nobody else. And then came to the UK, stand-up was just kind of starting to drop, like, but there was a scene through the Comedy Store, and that's through those group of people. That was kind of the people I sort of met.
Have you gigged in the Sydney Opera House?
I have done a gig in the Sydney Opera House.
Is that class?
Yeah, there's 3 different rooms. I've done all 3 of them. Yeah. Yeah, it's more impressive from the outside, that building. When you're in, you're just inside a room, but yeah. When you're outside it, it's a freaking amazing building.
I would love to do it.
It's also, it's amazing the further away you are from it too. When you get up close, you go, "This is a bit shite."
Yeah. And you...
No, it's an amazing city, that. I didn't even... When we arrived, we went over the Harbour Bridge, and I didn't realise there was a bridge. I knew about the Opera House, but I go, nobody's mentioned the bridge.
Yeah.
And it was freaking amazing, the bridge.
You do social media really well.
Right.
I think, and the good thing is, you've got decades of content.
Yeah, that's why it was good for me.
That can be mined.
All these other old shows, I could just throw those clips back up, or old bits of stand-up.
Because it's mad that there'll be people who are just finding out about you now from that. You know, from that kind of way.
A friend was saying they arrived in Australia and they got a taxi, and they were supposed to stop and get potatoes, and they forgot to, and then they were going, we just arrived from Ireland, and they said, oh, we forgot the potatoes. He goes, you can get them here, you know.
I remember the first time I went to Australia, I've told you this before, I didn't even think about the fact that there could be a winter. I thought it was just summer all year.
Yes.
And flew over, no jacket, shorts, flip-flops, the whole shebang, and got to Melbourne airport, and it was about -2, and the fella that picked me up was called Vladimir, and I thought I'd missed my stop. I was like, I've gone to the wrong fucking country.
I didn't know it gets to like -2. I thought at the coldest it would be like 15.
You can go skiing 2 hours outside of Melbourne, Mount Hotham, Mount Buller. Yeah, there's a mountain range in July, August. There'll be snow. And,
the only stuff I know about Australia now is through Bluey.
Yeah.
Bluey's just all like, you watch Bluey?
Bluey's big.
Nah, man, I'm
Bluey's
38.
Yeah, it's fair.
You should let the kids watch it too.
You're doing 4 nights at the Waterfront. This week.
And I'm doing an extra show in Derry on the 31st of May, because the first night in Derry there was Hurricane Amy.
Oh yeah.
And they give out a warning to say do not leave the house, but I didn't get that warning, and we did the show. So about 200 people had tickets that didn't turn up, that were livid, rightfully so. So I'm doing an extra show in May the 31st.
In Millennium Forum?
In the Millennium Forum, yes.
So you're doing the UK until May, pretty much? Is that?
No,
like
I go back to Australia on Monday, and then I come back here in February, and I'm doing the Palladium in London, and I'm doing all these gigs in around the UK.
The Palladium? When's that?
That's on the 28th of February.
Can I do it?
What?
Can I do it?
Yeah, Richie Breeze already put his hand up. He's doing support.
Fair. I would love
But
to.
if you had spoken to me beforehand, Mickey, you wouldn't have looked.
I don't know.
We'll put
Can I do Derry?
We'll put a link for the UK shows in the description of this, so people can find it and all that sort of thing. You've got a big tour coming up. Sorry.
All right, go on.
No.
Say a big tour. It's 6 gigs.
Where?
Big for me. I'm doing London, Glasgow, Edinburgh, Newcastle, Derry, Belfast, and Omagh.
Omagh, yeah.
Showbiz.
The Market Theatre?
No, DELI's Comedy Club.
All right. Yeah, I loved all those theatres. There was one in Omagh, there's one in Cookstown.
Burnabin.
And Armagh, what's that one in Armagh?
Marketplace.
Marketplace is
that's
Armagh.
great.
Almost called
Strool.
I'm actually in the Burnavon tomorrow night. This isn't live, is it?
No.
I was in the Burnavon last week.
Do you remember you and Colin booked the Strool way, like there was no demand at all?
Yeah.
And we played, it was like 350 seater and we had like 60 people
There's a weird thing in there as well where they have, the Strool has like a, you can do it cabaret style, but if you don't,
we've never even talked
it
about
has like
this.
a railing. So there's a front row for people with disabilities, and then there's like a railing behind that for the rest of the audience. And there was one guy, Dermot Devlin, in the front row with a disability, and the rest of the audience were just like they're in jail, and about fucking 40 people.
That was awful. We lost money on that. And
I had a cracker.
It's the fact that it was the three of us combined.
I know.
Ticket
Made
sales.
videos and all. We were like, this is gonna.
We did
Is it,
videos
boys?
on the big screen.
Do you know what? I did, like, we grew up in Port Stewart, but my parents were from Tyrone, and we went there because the university was opening up. My mum got a job as a school teacher, and my dad was a builder, so we did flats for students. And we had a bedroom in our house that we let out to students, and a flat at the top of the road that was like a 2-bedroom flat. Students said, anyway, so I've gone to Australia, I've become a comic. And I was on the Royal Variety Show, and I was at home, and it was just before my mum died, right? And she was getting good age, and somebody came to see her to see if she had dementia, or like she was just what age was she? About 88. And she was old, and then I did the Royal Variety Show, and they walk out, and I walked out with Ahmed, and bowed, and my mum goes, "Who's that boy there?" And I goes, "That's a comedian, Ahmed Shalili," and she goes, "I know him." And I go, "Yeah, he's been on the BBC. You probably, you might." No, I know him personally. And I don't know, you wouldn't, no. And being, as I've always did to my mum, just totally ignored her and was totally disrespectful of any advice that she gave me all my life. Or I think she said to me, anyway, she passed away, and that Edinburgh, I took my dad over, and I was on a show with Ahmed, and I said, "Where are you?" Port Stewart. He goes, "Oh, I went to Korean University, lived in Port Stewart, lived at Old Coach Road." I goes, "Was your tenant, was your landlady Miss McKeown?" He goes, "Yeah, that was it."
Fucking hell.
All right. She did know him. Even beyond the grave, she was correcting me.
Speaking of Edinburgh, I never told you a story.
That's right, yeah.
I was in a like rented flat during the Fringe, and a estate agent comes in because the people that owned it were selling it at the time I was there. So he goes, "There'll be a few viewings." He goes, "You don't need to leave though. They'll just be in and out." So I'm sitting like writing at a table, and the estate agent goes, "You doing the Fringe, that sort of thing?" He goes, I think he was Irish maybe. He goes, who else? Blah, blah, blah. And I said, there's loads of Irish comics at the Fringe. I went to see Jimeoin last night. As soon as I said Jimeoin, there was a family wandering about the house. I said, "Yeah, I went to see Jimeoin last night." Just cranes his head into the kitchen. By chance, it was him viewing the flat. As soon as I said his name, he just appeared from a doorway.
That flat fucked up there.
Do you remember the night in the Loft Bar? You were doing a bit where you were asking every comedian if they'd found their voice.
Yes.
You found your voice? I didn't know he was doing a bit. He goes, "Have you found your voice?" And I went, "Well, I mean, I think." And he just went, "For fuck's sake."
Because you like to get philosophical about comedy after a
I
few
was
drinks.
drunk enough to be like, "Fucking, what is a voice?"
Do you hate that too? Like that thing where like comedians talk about like the process and, you know.
Yeah. I don't mind doing it with another comic, but I know for people beyond that, no one really is in the slightest bit interested in that
Yes.
conversation.
Right.
So.
Yes. Thank you so much for coming on. I'm going to come and see the show tomorrow. I'm in Belfast for a show, but it's late tomorrow, so I'll go to the waterfront. But I love that, and we'll link to your tour as well.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Jimeoin, thank you very much. Micky Bartlett, thank you very much.
Good to see you all.